Hello everyone, and to our Filipino friends in the Philippine islands of Luzon, Mindanao and the Visayas, and all over the world. Kumusta mga kaibigan? Kumusta mga amigo o amiga? To our Spanish-speaking friends, hola amigos y amigas. To our Muslim brothers and sisters, Assalamualaikum, Ni hao ma, Namaste, Bonjour, Konnichiwa, Privet, Hello, Ciao, and Annyeonghaseyo to our Chinese, Indian, French, Japanese, Russian, German, Italian, and Korean friends around. My name is Victor, and once again, welcome to English Made Easy. How's everybody doing? I'm doing great myself, in case you're wondering. The primary objective of our channel is to give you fun and simple ways to learn how to speak in English. As you know, we are pretty much a new channel, and in this video, we will delve into some of the most difficult and often mispronounced medical words. And this is our part 2, so please don't forget to check our part 1, and for that, I will put the link at the description section below. Now, I used to work as a pharmaceutical sales representative, and so I do have a little background in the pharmaceutical industry, and I am aware of the challenge that some of us encounter in pronouncing a number of medical words. As your host, it is my desire to share with you what I know, and I hope that together we will learn how these words are spoken the North American way. So without further ado, let's get started. This is the first word in our list. There are two prevailing phonetic spellings for this word, which would tell us that the stress is in different places. It's in the first syllable for the first one, whereas it's in the second syllable for the second one. The first letter I is a regular I in the first syllable, whereas it's a schwa sound in the second. The second letter I is a schwa sound in the first variation, whereas it's a long I in the second, as suggested by the macron sign on top of it. The letter U at the end is a schwa sounding E for both variations. So the right way to say this word is either tinnitus or tinnitus. Again, tinnitus or tinnitus. This is the second word in our list. The phonetic spelling would tell us that the stress is in the second syllable. The letter O is a long O. The letter S takes a Z sound as in zebra, and the first letter A is a long A. Furthermore, the letter C takes an SH sound. The letter E is sometimes pronounced as a long E, but is dropped more often than not. Finally, the last letter A is a schwa sounding E. So the right way to say this word is rosacea. This is the third word in our list. The phonetic spelling would tell us that the stress is right in the beginning of the word, and also a secondary stress in the third syllable. The letters H and E are dropped and replaced by a stressed letter U, as indicated by the diuresis sign on top of it. Looking at the phonetic spelling further, you will see that the letter A is a schwa sounding E, and the letter I is a regular I. Lastly, the ending letters S and M is pronounced as we usually do, as in zem, with the schwa sounding E in the middle. So the right way to say this word is rheumatism. Again, rheumatism. This is the fourth word in our list. The phonetic spelling would tell us that the stress is right in the beginning of the word. The letter E is a long E, as indicated by the macron sign on top of it. Looking at the phonetic spelling further, you will see that the letter U takes a swa sound and the letter S at the end of the word is a regular sounding S. So the right way to say this word is fetus. Again, fetus. This is the fifth word in our list, and I hope that you're not one who takes offense upon hearing this word. And if you do, my apologies. Let's get down to the brass tacks. The phonetic spelling would tell us that the primary stress is right in the beginning of the word, and in some cases, a secondary stress in the second syllable as suggested by the lower set mark inside the parentheses. The letter C takes a S sound and both letter E's are long E's. And finally, the letter Z at the end of the word takes a Z sound as in zebra. So the right way to say this word is feces. Again, feces. This is the sixth word in our list. The phonetic spelling would tell us that the primary stress is right in the beginning of the word and also a secondary stress in the third syllable. The letter E takes a swa sound and the letter I is a regular I. The letter O in the third syllable is a long O as indicated by the macron sign on top of it. So the right way to say this word is vertigo. Again, vertigo. This is the seventh word in our list. There are two prevailing pronunciations of this word. Both these phonetic spellings would tell us that the primary stress is in the third syllable of the word and also a secondary stress in the first syllable. In some cases, the last syllable bears another secondary stress rather rarely, as indicated by the lower set mark inside the parentheses. These two variations are almost identical with each other except for the third letter I, and this is the only thing that makes them different from each other. It's a long I in the first variation, whereas it's a long E in the second variation. All the other vowels in this word sound the same in both variations. The first letter I is a regular I, the second one is a swa sounding I, and the letter O at the end of the word is a long O. So this word is pronounced as either vitiligo or vitiligo. This is the eighth word in our list. The phonetic spelling would tell us of the presence of not one but two stress marks in this word. The first one is a secondary stress in the beginning of the word and a primary stress in the third syllable. Both the two letter G's take a J sound, as in January, and the first letter I is a regular I. The third letter I is a long I, as indicated by the macron sign on top of it, and both the second and fourth letter I's are swa sounding I's. And finally, the letter S at the end of the word is a regular letter S. So the right way to say this word is gingivitis. This is the ninth word in our list. The phonetic spelling would tell us that the primary stress is in the second syllable of the word. The letter P in the beginning of the word is a silent letter P. Do take note that all the letter S's are regular sounding S's and the letters O, A, and the second letter I are swa sounding vowels. Lastly, the first letter I is a long I as indicated by the macron sign on top of it. So the right way to say this word is psoriasis. Again, psoriasis. This is the 10th word in our list. The phonetic spelling would tell us that the primary stress is in the second syllable of the word. The letter C takes an S sound, the letter Y a regular I sound, and both the two letter S's are regular sounding letter S's. Also, both the two letter T's are regular sounding T's. The first letter I is a long I, and finally, the second letter I is a swas sounding I. So the right way to say this word is cystitis. Again, cystitis. This is the 11th word in our list. The phonetic spelling would tell us of the presence of both a primary stress, which is found in the third syllable, and a secondary stress found in the beginning of the word. Both of the two letter O's take a diaresis marked letter A sound, as in the letter A in the word car. Moving along, the letter E here is a long E and the letter A is a swas sound. And finally, the letter Y at the end of the word takes a long E sound. So the right way to say this word is osteopathy. Again, osteopathy. This is the 12th and the last word in our list. There are two prevailing pronunciations of this word. The phonetic spellings would tell us that in the first variation, the stress and the only one in this variation is in the first syllable, whereas in the second variation, it's both in the first and the second syllables of the word. The first of the two letter E's is a regular sounding E in the first variation, whereas it takes a regular sounding I in the second variation. The letter S is a regular sounding letter S for both variations, and the letter I is a swas sound in the first variation, whereas it takes a long I sound in the second variation. And finally, the letter E at the end of the word is dropped in both variations. So the right way to say this word is either respite or respite. And there you have it, friends. Well, I hope you had fun and were able to take away something useful from this video. As for me, I had fun and I have learned so much while making this video, and I can confidently say I made good use of my time. As usual, before I wrap this up, let me give you my little reminder. Listen intently to better understand the other person, and when it's your turn to speak, make sure to relax, gather your thoughts, and aim to speak clearly to be understood. If you like this video, please don't forget to smash the like, share, and subscribe buttons and give me some nice comments down below. Bye for now, and see you in my next video.